Something is very wrong, and it's time you knew about it. Why is a well-meaning hair restoration doctor from Paterson, New Jersey, being forced to give up his practice? Just one reason: because he uncovered a secret you weren't supposed to know. The real solution to hair loss that you won't find on any shelf, in any store, in the world. It has been blacklisted by every major medical journal, and yet the solution is so powerful that it can regrow every last hair you've ever lost over the past 10 years in a matter of weeks, and gives most who use it a full head of hair in just 60 days, no matter how advanced their hair loss was. His secret, if it gets out, would evaporate $3.4 billion worth of sales for mainstream hair regrowth products into thin air, and the hair care industry isn't about to let it happen. Due to the controversy, this video could be taken down at any moment, but if you're here, drop everything and prepare for a revolution in hair loss. The lid will be blown off the industry in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hi, my name is Jerry Williams, MD. If you're losing your hair, or you're even worried about losing your hair, you are 5 minutes away from the biggest breakthrough of your entire life, because you're about to realize that the hair you've lost isn't really lost at all. You just thought it was, because you didn't know the truth, and the truth will set you free, as you'll see. If you're here, that means you're hurting. Something just isn't right with the world. When your hairline creeped back a bit, you didn't think much of it. And when clumps of hair were showing up in the brush, you ignored that too. That was just a natural part of getting older, right? But then it got worse, and you actually started to see a different person in the mirror. A person you didn't like anymore. You began to feel like you were losing control as months and years went by, like your good looks were being robbed from you before your very eyes. You don't stand as tall as you used to now. You can sense the eyes judging you wherever you go. You look years older now. People don't look at you the same way, and deep down you know, neither does your spouse. You keep wondering when it will stop, but it won't stop until everything is gone. Your confidence drops by the day. Your very identity is shaken. Am I really the man I used to be? Will my spouse ever see me the same way? Will I ever see me the same way? You find yourself at a crossroad. Everyone you trust is telling you you should accept it. Shave your head and go on with life. But for many of you, not graced with the stunning scalp of a Mr. Clean, that's just not an option. Before you found this page, you probably looked at countless other product pills, potions, and creams, and noticed that they were either too expensive, too time-consuming, and none had promise of long-term results. Dark hopelessness is setting in, as you don't know if it will ever go away. And if any of this rings true for you, I just have one thing to say. It isn't your fault. It really isn't. You, along with hundreds of millions of other people, are suffering from the exact same problem, thinking the exact same thoughts, and are coming to realize the exact same thing. None of this crap you're being offered actually works. Excuse my French. If you feel as if you've wasted your time and wasted your money, I hate to say it, but you have. I'm a hair restoration doctor, and believe me, all of my patients use Rogaine and Propecia. It's not like they haven't heard of it. They use it every day, and yet they're still in my office with a head as bald as a golf ball, ready to go under the knife to fix this problem. I thought I was doing them a service by cutting them up. I really thought that until one day, a day that changed me forever, when I realized it just doesn't have to be that way. I realized that a problem that seemed out of our control was actually very much in our control, and in the control of the $3 billion industry that's cashing in on the most difficult time of your life instead of curing us. Nor have they ever attempted to offer a cure to this condition, which is in many ways destroying all of our lives by the millions. I will admit the products they offer us may have some results for a little while. But are they a cure? How long do these results actually last? Here's a little secret they don't want you to know. Did you know that Rogaine was only tested on its subjects for 5 years, and then all testing was halted as it went to the market? Try to find someone still using Rogaine successfully after those 5 years. Try to find it, and you'll see it just doesn't exist. And they know it. And they continue to sell it, even though it isn't an actual cure. If you don't believe me, call up Rogaine's customer service right now and ask them if this product is a cure for hair loss. They will be forced to admit the truth, that it's not. The dirty truth is, they don't want a cure, because if your hair loss is cured, there's nothing for them to bottle and sell you for $39.95 every month. And just by the way, that kind of thinking is at the heart of many, many medical problems we face today. The medical industry is no longer interested in cures, because you only pay for a cure once, but their products make them money for life. That's why there's so much talk of a cure for everything else from chickenpox to yellow fever, but no cure for hair loss? Sure, hair loss isn't lethal, but per capita, it caused as much suffering as any of these diseases. But now, if you weren't mad enough, I'm going to send your blood boiling. What if I told you they aren't looking for a cure for hair loss because there already is a cure for hair loss? And that cure has been known to the hair care industry for over 9 years. And yet, this cure hasn't made it into any of their products or been covered in a single article anywhere online. Why? Because it's being suppressed by those in power to protect their mega profit empire. I really hate to tell this to people because it's really hard to swallow. Hair loss is one big mirage, a problem that had a solution long, long ago. A problem you don't need to be suffering from, because your body and nature already have everything you need to regrow a full head of hair and keep it until the day you die. And it's nearly free and permanent, while the cure has been ignored and conveniently avoided. When a product was attempted to be made with these ingredients, it was battered down with threats of litigation before it ever saw the light of day. Why? Because it had in it a rare exotic all-natural compound most have never heard of that begins regrowing hair within hours of taking it, with new follicles appearing in just a few days. This was proven beyond a shadow of a doubt in a study of 850 men and women who almost universally achieved these results that no other hair care product could dream of having. So why weren't these product creators on TV? Why the story on Dr. Oz should have been the biggest health headline in a decade? Because this rare exact compound, which costs almost nothing and has zero side effects, took this 39-year-old man from this to this in just 93 days. It took a 63-year-old woman from this to this in just 120 days. And then took a 72-year-old Army vet from this to this in just 117 days. I ask you again, why wasn't this in the papers, the health magazines? Don't you think they'd be embracing a cure like this? Well, now you know better. The explanation for this is simple. $2.2 billion in reorder sales from disposable factory-made products like Rogaine. This money and their goons are the only thing standing in the way of you and this miracle. I'm no conspiracy theorist, but as an insider in this industry, I can assure you there is a conspiracy to keep you from the true solution to hair loss. And all the proof you need is right in front of your eyes. Those are new follicles grown in just a few days, and total restoration of at least 8 years of hair loss in just 90 days. But you'll never get near any of these results unless you stay tuned here until the end of this video, when I blow the lid off of what happened here. What follows in the video is the part where we were threatened with a lawsuit if we kept it up. They said, take it down or force litigation, even though we have done nothing illegal. You have to wonder, why are they worried about a small guy like me who has no power when they are building companies worth over $5.7 billion? I'll tell you why. The cat is coming out of the bag now. Their solutions not only aren't solutions, but they are money drainers. They claim to be the experts, but as usual, the emperor had no clothes. It only takes one little child to say it, and the whole king's reign comes crashing down. And I guess that child is me this time. They have something to hide. We don't. We published our results right here on this website. And as you can see, we produce higher hair growth, thicker hair growth over longer periods of time than everyone else out there, with one other major difference. Absolutely no side effects. Well, I shouldn't say that. There are side effects. Our people feel more healthy, they have more energy, they sleep better, because when you heal your hair, you heal a lot more than your hair. As it turns out, there is a cure to hair loss that's permanent. Only one problem, it doesn't come in a bottle, which puts me in a unique position. Everyone else has some snake oil to sell you. I don't have anything to sell you, because this is not about money. I made my money already. Today, all I want to share is information. Information that is doing this. Because it isn't fair that this is kept from you, so you have to suffer another day longer. Like I said, I'm Jerry Williams. I now live in Dallas, Texas with my lovely wife Laura and my 2 kids, Blake and Chrissy. I was for a time one of the foremost hair care specialists in New York. Many well-known athletes and celebrities have come to my practice for the all-natural look and non-invasive surgeries we provide. On the outside, I was at the top of my game, but I wasn't really all that happy inside. I knew that my practice was imperfect. It's hard to admit this, but 20% of my patients wound up with a noticeable scar after the first 10 years. Most of my competitors were around 45%. Some call hair transplants the perfect crime for this reason. The damage only shows up later. It was a horrible cost of doing business to leave someone disfigured. But I thought I was helping more than I was hurting, at least providing a better service than my competitors, and I went on with my life. But I was really deeply wishing inside there was a way I could help these people with no harm at all. Lying in bed, I wondered if what I was doing was really right. After all, the essence of the Hippocratic Oath I took was to do no harm. Do I really deliver on that promise? I shoved these thoughts to the back of my mind until a window creaked open for me one day. It started when a man named Zhang Wei came into my office. Zhang was in the prime of his life, but he wasn't feeling prime about it. And he had lost everything on his head but the crown. He had the hairline of George Costanza, and he was only 28. He was extremely distraught. I asked him about how long this was going on, and he literally started to cry in my office. It started when he was 19. He's been wearing a hat ever since then. He even hid his hair from his girlfriend. The light always had to be off in the bedroom. His girlfriend saw him without the hat one day. She left him a few days later. I've had people who are upset. I'd never seen a patient so emotional about their balding problem. So I dug a little deeper to find out why. Turns out he lives in Chinatown, New Jersey. He is the only one in his family who is balding, including parents and grandparents. He is the only one among his friends who is balding. It was very lonely. We had the procedure, and it was successful. And he's extremely happy now. And he recently sent me a picture of himself with his new girlfriend, who is beautiful. But the whole incident shook me. Something bothered me about it, and I figured out what it was. Why haven't I seen an Oriental person in my office before? Why was he the only one among his Oriental friends when in the United States it's common to see young men balding as young as 18? So I started to research and found that hair loss is to a large extent a geographical issue, that hair loss is concentrated in these areas. If you don't believe me, go yourself to Egypt, Lebanon, or Hong Kong and try to find someone balding. You'll struggle. Go there and see it for yourself. I wondered, is that all genetics? Or is this information we could use to help find a cure, like the one I'd been dreaming of? So I looked for studies that might help me figure out why some countries bald so much and others didn't. I have a school buddy who is a researcher for a big hair regrowth company. I thought he might be able to shed some light, and I was surprised to hear him say that it turns out they have done a lot of research on hair loss, but most studies are not released to the public, for reasons I quickly understood, and I asked if I could see them. He said give him a few days, he should be able to get the clearance he needs, and he did. Like a kid in a candy store, I looked that research up and down, and then ran a search to see if there was anything on ethnicity and geography and its effect on hair loss. Hit go and bingo. Bingo! There was a large study done on this exact topic, a large sample from each of the major countries involved in the analysis. The research was exhaustive. It was a tremendous study analyzing everything from their lifestyle to their genetics. They went so far as to analyze not only blood types, but the concentration of certain vitamins and minerals in the blood. Now, what's interesting is that, according to the study, they detected the presence of a hormone known as X. But this hormone X, which most never thought to consider as it relates to hair loss, was in higher concentrations in men from those countries who nearly never balded. Hormone X apparently was missing, like it had never been noticed before. And when hormone X is present in the proper proportions, it makes balding impossible. And they used a simple organic compound which naturally raised the levels of hormone X and regrew hair like this. This compound, when taken in the right doses, is literally a hair regrowth miracle. I couldn't believe what my eyes were seeing. I asked him what happened with this study. He said that the study was abandoned about a year after they started it. I said, why abandon it? That's the greatest study on hair loss ever. He said, well, that was at the time they figured out how to make Rogaine with minoxidil. I said, you mean they ignored this organic compound that is the solution to hair loss in favor of a chemical that causes burning scalp, reddened skin, swelling of face, skin rashes, and acne? He said, yes, basically. You know how it works. All too well, I said. See, this organic compound doesn't work like anything in a bottle. You don't need to take it 2 times a day. With just a few applications, it naturally resets how hormone X counteracts the follicle killer known as DHT and brings old hair follicles back to life, literally in a matter of days. These particular natural compounds gave an American the same kind of hair growth as an Asian would have well into his 80s, and the results were off the charts. Now, even this study was halted. I knew that it was my job to pick up where they left off. Maybe this was the reason I got into this industry in the first place, to find not just a solution, but a miracle formula. Nature had the remedy waiting for us the entire time that works for almost free. So I decided to move along with the study, and me and my team have developed a cocktail of ingredients that not only help create this effect in even more powerful and rapid ways, but what we wound up with is what we call a super cocktail of ingredients that supercharge all the effects seen in that study. This cocktail of hair regrowth works far faster and generates far higher quality hair that lasts for far longer. And the craziest part is that until today, nobody in the world has ever heard of it but you. My first big experiment with the super cocktail was James Catter. He was suffering from a rare condition that caused all his hair to fall out in a matter of weeks. He was 27 years old. He was depressed. He used to be a popular kid before this mess happened to him. He wanted the hair transplant. I said, not until you try this. I gave him the super cocktail according to the parameters that I've discovered in my tests. He thought it sounded strange, but he obliged. A few days later, I get an email with this picture attached. I couldn't believe it either. 90 days later, he was looking like this. This changed his entire life around a complete 180 degrees. He started going out. He now has a girlfriend. He started picking up baseball again. He is a new person. They say the shoes make the man, but in truth, from my experience, it's the hair that does it. Anna Barber, her hair looked like this. She was 39 years old, still in her prime, and she was certain that her husband was losing interest in her. She tried the cocktail for 90 days. Look at her now. Her husband sent us a thank you card in the mail that said, I may have saved his marriage. Mr. Bennett was recently divorced, going back on the dating scene, and was getting no interest. This is how he came into it day 1. Here's him on day 10. Here's Brent Papple, a male model with a male model. Even a slight hairline change can cost a career when you're in that business. And here's the beauty of it. With the super cocktail, you don't need to cut out sugar. You don't need to massage your scalp 12 times a day. You don't need to exercise, breathe, go raw, or improve all of your health. You just have one thing to take, and it only takes about a few minutes. Just by doing that one thing, you can regrow hair faster than you can count it. Now, here's something you didn't know. These messages from people are just the tip of a very large iceberg. We have them pouring in from every part of the country, and yes, every part of the world. We try to catalog all of them here, but they are literally coming in too fast to put up on the website. And how are we able to reach so many people so quickly with the solution all at the same time? The secret is in a product we call the Reverse Hair Loss Study Course. It's as close as you can possibly get to having me personally walk you through the process. I built it to ensure it covered absolutely every possible point of confusion that could come up. I refused to release this course until absolutely everyone who was using it would get exactly the same results as our private clients. Total hair coverage in 120 days. First of all, the Reverse Hair Loss Home Study Course is going to enlighten you. It's going to blow the roof off this issue, wake you up to what's really been stopping you from regrowing your hair. Many people find this portion angering and shocking at first, but they are always hopeful in the end of it, because you will begin to see how close the real solution was all along. Then it lays down a well-lit path on completely solid ground that goes directly from your current head of hair to the full and luscious head of hair you've always dreamed of. Since we run thousands through this course, we know exactly how you like to learn this stuff, how to keep it simple and fun, and completely without any doubts or questions as to what to do next. You'll feel like I'm holding your hand because that's how we created it. Every single day, you're going to have one simple task. You check that box, and you're done. It won't take more than a few minutes out of your schedule. And what's more, you're really going to enjoy doing it. We made sure it's a smooth process, an effortless process. And it's a really exciting process, because in your first few days, you're going to be looking in the mirror and seeing brand new roots. And if you run into a snag, I'll unsnag you, because we have a huge team of people standing by their phones waiting for your call. They pick up the phone before the third ring, and they will be able to answer 97% of your questions immediately, or they simply don't get hired. If they don't know, you get bumped up to someone in the line who does. All of these people have gone through the course themselves. You will find them to be as caring as a family member, because that's what we really are here, a family. They'll be there even at 2 a.m. for anything you may need at all. Don't hesitate to make use of them. That's what I hired them for. It's official. The Reverse Hair Loss Program is here. A product like no other for three main reasons. A, it gets to the root of the problem. B, the solution is all natural. C, the solution is permanent, meaning you'll never need to buy anything else from us ever again. And that's why it has now covered 8,489 scalps. You cannot find a hair regrowth product that has all of these benefits, because it simply doesn't exist. We're the first to bring this to market, and by the looks of it, we'll be the only ones for quite a long time. So now it's time to ask yourself, 1 year from now, who do you want to be? Do you want to be the guy still trying to figure out how to make a believable comb-over? Or do you want to be the guy being hit on by girls half your age? The one whose wife gets giddy to see you when you come home? Or the guy trying to find a good hat to hide behind? And when I talk about these dreams, they really aren't dreams at all. These are your results, 100% guaranteed. As I'll explain in a moment, this is really happening. A new era in your life is about to begin, greater than what you've ever experienced before. The Reverse Hair Loss Program will have every guy you know burning with envy and crowding around you like you're a celebrity, asking how you did it, instead of your cowering at home, lonely and unattractive. And you will succeed, no matter what, because Reverse Hair Loss answers every question you might have. We know that, because we've run tens of thousands of students through the system and built this course around what they told us they wanted. We have a 100% success rate for those who actually follow the protocol. If you don't follow the protocol, we can't help you there. However, if you should have a question, we have an eager and knowledgeable support staff who is standing by 24/7 to answer it. Now, there is one thing that may worry you. What will be the price for access to the Reverse Hair Loss Program? And I'll turn the question back at you. What would you be willing to pay to know you'd never need to worry about your hair falling out again? Really, think about that. Would you pay $500? $1,000? Personally, I would pay more. Any sane man would. This is your self-esteem we're talking about here. So could I charge that much? Absolutely. And I'd have people lining up. But the truth is, I'm not here to make myself money. I'm retired and I'll be just fine. I'm here to make an impact. I'm here to make a dent in an industry filled to the brim with lies and misinformation. And I'm here to create another success story for my portfolio. Your success story. So even though industry experts are telling me that it's easily a $397 course, we decided to charge half of that, bringing the price down to $197. But then I decided I don't want anyone to miss out on this because of the price, and times are tough out there. So the Reverse Hair Loss Program is now just $97. But hold up, because during the first few days of our internet launch only, we're allowing you to get in at even half that price, bringing you down to just $39. Look below the order button to see if the early bird price is still in effect at this time. When that early bird price ends, it ends forever, and we go back to $97. Good luck. I know with this price, we've made it easy for you to jump on board and start getting results with the Reverse Hair Loss Program. And right now, I'm going to make it impossible for you to say no. And that's because of our special guarantee, which is unlike any guarantee you will ever get from any other hair care product in the industry. They simply would go out of business if they had to defend this guarantee. It's called the 3 in 120 guarantee. That means you will see new hair growth in just 3 days or your money back, and you will have full coverage of your hair at the root level in just 120 days. And I will give you an entire 120 days for you to find out if I'm telling the truth. Yes, that's a 120-day full money-back guarantee. If you don't get the results, or you want your money back for any reason at all, you don't have to explain yourself. You don't even have to talk to us. You check a box, and the money is back in your account within 24 hours. So take your time with this product. Test out what I teach you. Show it to others you trust so you can decide for yourself if it's right for you. Because we don't keep anyone's money unless we've fully given you the results we promise. No red tape, no hoops to jump through. You have my word on that. I take very seriously the trust you have put in me. I will make sure you succeed, which is why we also provide top-notch, around-the-clock customer service and expert support for life to help you through every aspect of the process. We're coming to a close, and it's time for you to make a decision. And you have a simple choice. You can do nothing, and your hair, along with your confidence, will keep fading, like an old picture of Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future. And your life, in general, will continue along a downward slide. Your spouse will no doubt find you less and less attractive as time goes on. And the same will be true for all the other people you might potentially have in your life. You can go down that road, or you can choose to join 48,637 people who are growing their hair right now in just a few days, and 120 days until full coverage, and loving every minute of it. They have bright faces and bright futures, futures that look up, not down. In my opinion, you deserve to be a part of that. I believe it is your time to take your life back. It's hard enough as it is, without a big bald spot on top of it. I don't know much, but I know one thing. If you don't do this, a year from now, when you look in the mirror at a naked scalp and your spouse has lost the glimmer in their eye towards you, you're going to think back to this video and you're going to know that things could have been different. Growing your hair back is a great blessing. It's up to you to bring that blessing into your life. It's easy when I show you the way. All it takes is a small investment today that will pay dividends for the rest of your life. So make your decision. And here's what you need to do to get started. Click the order button below, fill in your details on the next page, and we'll rush the Reverse Hair Loss Home Study course directly to your home and ensure it will be there in less than 3 business days. You will be up and running with the program within 5 minutes of opening the box, and you'll have your new hair in just a few days from then. And if this doesn't work out exactly as I say, you don't pay. Only a fool can refuse a deal like that, and I know you're not a fool. So click the button now, fill out the form on the next page, and together, let's get that hair back. And if you've got any doubts, here's the answer. Don't even say yes, just say maybe. Click the button and just give it a try. Look, you'll never know how much hair you could have grown back if you don't try. Click the button, fill in your details on the next page, and I'll see you on the other side. If you're not willing to give this one a shot, what can I say? You're only hurting yourself. It means you'll never know what it's like to be the only person with a full head of hair going into his 80s. But hey, being far more attractive than everyone you know at your age isn't for everyone. But if it's for you, you must hit the button below. It's so easy to do it. Just trust me and you'll see. I know there's that little voice inside of you saying, push this off to another day, or I just don't know if it's for me. It's the same voice that has kept you from all of your dreams. It's always tomorrow, or when I have the money, or when I feel like it. Well, you know something? I've learned that that perfect moment will never come. The moment of success is a moment you need to create. And I believe that for you, this is that moment. If you don't do this now, you won't ever do it. And trust me, you'll never find a product that gives you results like this, no matter how hard and wide you look. This is meant to be. You came to this page for a reason, not just to spend 20 minutes watching a video and leaving. So make this experience meaningful. Take a chance on your new hair. If you risk nothing, you get nothing. And here, there's really no risk at all. So hit that button below, hit it well, and fill out the form. The truth is, sometimes the only reason why someone hasn't hit the button is because they have a few questions that need answering. So let's do that right now. Question 1. What exactly am I buying? Is it a book? Is it being shipped to me? Yes, this is a training course called Reverse Hair Loss, and it will be shipped to you immediately and arrive within 3 business days. People find the course to be space economical in their homes, sleek, stylish, really easy to read, and very easy to use. We're so proud of this course. Question number 2. I'm over 70. Will this really treat my hair loss? Yes, we have hundreds of people showing full reversal of hair loss and restoration of a completely full head of hair, even in advanced cases of hair loss. See the testimonials below. This is because no matter what your age, the root cause is the same. And we treat that root cause in a way no one else ever has. Question number 3. I have a busy schedule. Will this take much of my time? No, the entire program will take approximately a few minutes per day, sometimes less. And you will only need to put in this time for 21 days. Then your hair loss will take on a life of its own. Question 4. Will my doctor approve of these methods? We have also found nearly every doctor we have shown this course to is very enthusiastic about it. We must be prudent, however, and say you should check with your own doctor before you begin the program. Question number 5. I worry about buying things online. Is my order secure? Extremely so. We use the exact triple encryption security systems used by large companies such as Target.com, Nordstroms.com, and Visa.com. Your information is actually safer on our website than it is at your purchases at your local grocery. Got more questions? As soon as you get inside, 95% of them will all be answered. And there's really no cost to get in when you can get your money back at any time. So hit the button below now and fill out the form. Oh, and for the other 5% of questions we might not answer, for that, we have experts standing by ready and waiting for your support request. You can ask them anything under the sun about hair loss, the course, your order, and more. You will have a knowledgeable, articulate, friendly, and satisfying response within 24 hours or less. Remember, once you have been through the course, which you can probably finish by the end of the day, you will still have 120 more days to decide if you want to pay. And we actually encourage you to not pay and get your money back if you feel that that's what you want to do. So, in summary, the historic reverse hair loss program is a click away right now. I've risked a lot and given a lot of myself to bring it to you, and you won't need to pay a penny for it unless you want to. That means this should be the easiest decision of your life, but it's up to you to make it. Don't wait. Think about it. You have a simple act in front of you right now that could cause the biggest change in your life that you've ever had. It could turn your current life into one with more joy, more freedom, less worry, and less pain. Claim that. It's what you deserve. Click the button below. Fill out the form on the next page and feel sexy again. Do it now. You will see more and more images of heads being covered in just 120 days. And at that point, you may just regret that you thought that it wasn't for you. The price may be higher then. The video could be gone. I warned you that might happen. The truth is that this is for you. It's for anyone who wants a better life, but you have to make it for you. If you don't act on this now, you're letting the bald to win and the sexy to lose. And it doesn't even make any sense to do that. Think about it. There is no way you can possibly lose with this triple-decker guarantee. Worst case scenario, you get this product for free. So let me show you the new hair that's just ready to burst to the surface. Do yourself the biggest favor of your life. Hit the order button below. I'll see you on the other side.